So we're gonna have a quick game of golf. We're here at the Croydon Golf Club, which is next to the Rodeo. Greens are in good condition. All it needs a little bit of water, so that's the fairway. This is the greens here, so the greens are artificial turf, but they've got the fringes 5mm gravel, and then we've got a little bit of rough here. It's a larger form of artificial turf. They've cut the humps and hollows in there as well, so this will be interesting.
So before we start playing, because Jim, every time he thinks of playing golf, his wrist starts to hurt. So I managed to find his wrist brace. So we're going to put it on before he even takes his first shot.
Before we start.
And maybe we'll get through 9 holes.
Remember how to put it on.
Good to go?
Yeah. All set. Alright, you tee off first. So we haven't played golf for Jesus, 6 months or longer. So we're going to see if we can still hit a ball.
Watch, I bet you I hit that rock.
Wendy's lucky she has a natural swing, whereas me on the other hand. Oh, good contact. Straight down the middle.
Ah, hit the fence!
It was going in the right direction though.
So we're on the Croydon Links golf course, and this is a long par 3 by the looks of things, or a short par 4.
It's a bit hard to tell how long it is though.
Yeah. I'd say it'd be about 150. It really slows down when it hits the ground because it's all so sandy. It's like hitting in the bunkers, just not deep. Ah. Nope, not good. Oh no!
Oh, it's gone way left. Oh, it could be in strife over there. Won't need any water in that dam though.
So we've just left Croydon after playing 9 holes of golf on
which I won.
Which Jimmy won on the Croydon Links. 8 shades. Lost. How many balls did you lose, Jimmy?
3.
3? Only 3?
Yeah,
Okay.
I found one though.
You found one? That's alright. So where are we headed to now?
Georgetown now.
Yeah.
And then there for 2 days and doing a day trip down to Cobbold Gorge tomorrow.
Yeah. So Mr. Jim, what are we doing today?
We're going to Cobbold Gorge to have a bit of a look.
Yeah. And we just did our first river crossing.
Yeah,
Wasn't very big. That deep. So we're on the dirt road. So we're how far from it now?
30 k's.
30 k's. So it's 8 o'clock in the morning here, and it's 18 degrees. So it's the trips down starts at 10 o'clock and it goes for 3 hours. And did you say there's a cruise as well?
Well, it's like a boat that goes up the gorge, and then there's a bit of a walking tour as well.
So we'll bring you a bit more as we go along today.
Get ready to go on the Cobbold Gorge tour. Looks like we're not going to be the only ones on it.
Rumba. Now in the summer months, very torrential rain, very pronounced wet seasons, and you can expect 2, 4, 6 or even 7.8 metres of water is the record water running through here in the summer months. As it trickles back to knee deep or ankle deep across this lovely coarse sand, it's truly one of the most beautiful places on earth, I swear. Crystal clear, lovely, clean water. Yeah, beautiful little fishies, plenty of little fishies. So they're a rainbow fish, a yellow-tailed rainbow fish, those ones are called. Quite common down this shallow part down here at the beginning of the gorge, and then further up we'll see less of those and other kinds of fish, yeah.
Do they grow very big?
Those don't.
No?
No.
Is it?
Yeah, so the Clarks and the Terry family, and indeed anyone else who camped and wandered and travelled through these parts in the gold rush days, unless you had a floating device, boat or tyre tube or something, I don't know, you wouldn't have been able to swim up here. This wind is really playing havoc.
Hit an iceberg.
Let me know if you start feeling water at wet feet so that I can find a place to jump out. Yeah, just now it is, yeah. It'll set down. An hour or two. Got the turn balcony up high there, and the rock is really, look how thick that painty that stuff is. Rattle through here after a big thunderstorm. Watch your back. Yeah, this part here is not too bad. It's the narrow section that worries me.
Second one.
There's a lot more trees down there.
Watch your back.
Watch your back.
When you see that one carrot, that's us. Oh, that's pretty.
Go for a nice and quick nap. This is a good section.
No, it's just on the main road. This main road as you go out from Shimmer. Which way you going? I thought I'd go today. We have come here, but we're going in.
Yeah. Well, we did the other road from Inslee, the road to Townsville, that we come from Townsville.
water must be around in there. The south carting goods from the ports, the southern ports, up right up around the tip and down into the fledgling port of Normanton. Now Normanton in the early days was just a port. I don't even know if it was gazetted or named town, but there were no medical facilities there, no police. Pretty rough sort of a place, I'd imagine. Now John decided to travel up there. They did quite well, the Corbett brothers. They were quite well off, and he travelled up there with a horse and sulky. Oh, and he brought with him, as you do, your wife and 2 children. Now that's a fair sort of a day's drive from Gilberton to Normanton, and in an air-conditioned motor car, but he travelled up there in a horse and sulky. Now, when he got there, he received bad news that the ship had hit a reef and had sunk and lost all their gear and goods, and had no means of continuing to do business. So that was a bit of a blow. It'd be alright if that's the only thing that happened. Shortly after, or I don't know what time frame after that, his wife gave birth to their 3rd child, and she died 12 days after giving birth due to complications. So here he is in a wild place called Normanton with one little 12-day-old baby and two other children and no means to make a living. So what he decided, or what he did then, he sent his children back on the next passenger ship right round back to Brisbane, and a journey they completed. They lived their lives out in Brisbane and are buried there today, I'm told. So I always ask or pause and wonder how this 12-day-old baby survived and was raised in a settlement where very few women existed, let alone a nursing woman, and it's just mind-boggling. Somehow it's no welfare and no support services. It's just an amazing thing. Wouldn't we love to go and speak to that child? Well, that child wouldn't know, but anyway, it's an amazing thing. So the children sailed away. They just lost their mother and they never saw their father again. He was travelling on his way back to Gilberton to his brother, and a fellow by the name of Martell. Now Martell was a station owner near Gilberton, and that his family or descendants of his family still own Gilberton today. So he was coming past, he saw some horses here with hobbles and saddles on and packs, and 350 ounces of gold in one of the packs, and no one looking after him. So he did a search of the area, and about 300 or 400 metres through the scrub over here, he found Corbett dead with a spear in the back. So he quickly buried him in a shallow grave. He went up to Western Creek, about 70 kilometres from here, on horseback, handed the gold in, and they came back next day with the policeman, uncovered him and buried him properly. And normally that's the end of the matter, but I don't know where Facebook started from, but it wasn't in Facebook, but it was in the news that all this story and the murder and the gold, and people started making their own opinions and their own mind up. And I don't know if you've ever heard of that before, but eventually an inquiry was ordered, and the policeman had to come out with a doctor and exhume the poor old chap for the 2nd time, and do an autopsy and take statements and write a report, and eventually I guess Martell was cleared and the matter was eventually laid to rest. So that's the Corbett story.
Where was the gold?
Now we'll just let the others, now before we go on the bridge we've got to sock up. So we'll just take a seat down there and we've got to put these socks on.
Oh, so you don't scratch the glass.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Yes, if you scratch the glass it'll break and it'll fall through.
Sorry.
That's school of fish.
Oh yeah.
Oh, here comes a boat. Over here. So we're on top of the glass bridge. And some people coming down in one of the boatloads. And that's Mr. Jim. Say hi. And that's the other side.
We've got your boot photo, Bob.
That's all right.